What's cracking, my peppers? Welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer League. We are in a race already in progress between oneup40 and fatboy300. We are solving Fatboy's stream issues right now, so we'll hopefully get Fatboy's end of the race up for you. And yeah, as you can see, we're already fighting Ognem, so we're getting to the good part. I've been watching the multi while the previous race was going on, and it didn't look like there was anything on Lumberjack Ledge, so this is strictly for Dark World access. So yeah, with the bow, they have a few chests wide open, but they also have flippers and a glove, so they do have access to Skull Woods and the Thieves Town area. So we'll probably be getting a map check here in pretty short order. So we'll be able to tell where the crystals are and where they're going to be going after. So yeah, at least we joined for Ognem. This is going to be the fun part. Yeah. All right, so a little bit of additional background on these runners. So oneup is representing Team Kappa. He's running alongside Fear Agent and Gamachu. Fatboy is representing Will Pull Ped for Food, which is probably one of my favorite team names in this league. Not gonna lie. Yeah, they are with Hacksaw and Technolink. These two are in the Lost Woods division, and yeah, there's some really talented teams in that region. So yeah, this is going to be a very important match for whoever can make the playoffs at the end of the 7-week regular season. So yeah, I'm really hyped for this. It's going to be fun, and yeah. Alright, so oneup is going through the most exhilarating boss fight in the game. Fatboy is sure to join him in some high-octane Link to the Past randomizer action, just standing in front of this wizard and spinning. I guess it's an intimidating boss fight when you're a kid, but, when you're playing this game for the, manyth time, it loses some of its luster. It loses some of the fear. It's just this. Look at it go. Yay. Alright, so Ognem is down for oneup40. Just over a 30-minute light world. That's pretty good. So yeah, maybe seeing a map check from him shortly here. Oh yeah, forgetting that he also has the pyramid ledge check available. Yeah, just 10 arrows. We don't need those. Alright, so oneup is heading over to make the catfish check. Yeah, the catfish is this it's kind of out of the way at this point, but given that I think they've already been to the Zora area with those flippers, there's really no other better time to route this than now, like just before you're probably going to go over to the left side. So Fatboy giving us a map check. Oh boy, Pendant Thieves. That's good. Green Pendant Ice Palace and red Pendant Swamp and a 5/6 crystal on Pod. That's a tricky pendant layout. So yeah, I expect that oneup is going to be going over to the Thieves Town area with this hook shot. Maybe I could be looking for the hammer before they make the pod dive, especially given that it's a crystal. Like, you really don't want to double dip pod if you don't have to. So we'll see how they handle Pendant Thieves Town when they're over there. Alright, just a piece of heart, no real use for that, so 1UP is probably going to be going into Skullwoods and getting that crystal, so yeah, it's a pretty solid play. Crystal is a guaranteed progression item. You need 7 of those. You need all 7 of those to get to Ganon, and yeah, there's 2 items. Hopefully one of them is going to be pretty useful, and yeah, just going straight for the back. Doesn't want to muck around in the front of Skullwoods if he doesn't have to. Oh, red mail on the vanilla big key chest. That's a pretty solid safety. Not really the red item that we're looking for, but you know, it's a thing that we can. You're happier to see it than you're not. Like, and it kind of makes Mothula a little bit easier if you're able to just kind of like angle yourself into Mothula and take damage from the moth itself rather than the spikes. So yeah, he'll take it. Alright, Fatboy is following 1UP's footsteps, even skipping the front of Skullwoods himself. Yeah, that's the thing about August Seeds. Like, they're kind of bottlenecky, so there's not going to be a lot of divergence for the next few minutes, I fear. So, yeah, we're probably going to be seeing Fatboy follow in 1UP's footsteps just a little bit. This time difference, like, it's about, like, I want to say, like, a minute and a half, maybe due to, like, just inefficient routing or maybe just superior movement on 1UP's part. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see when the paths choose to diverge. There's the red item we were hoping to see, Canis Samaria. So that is extremely required for the seed. We needed to beat 2 of our crystal dungeons, and yeah. So, and also, 1UP just gets completely skipped the front of Skullwoods. That's it. They only have to check those 2 chests, and Fatboy's going to do the same thing. So both of them aren't going to be losing time to any additional checks here in this dungeon. So yeah, that's nice to see. And 1UP's now just going to be routing back through Skullwoods to get to Village of Outcasts. Oh, and there's another required item. So we get the flute out of Skullwoods. Yeah, so you're kind of hoping not to see the mirror just because Skull is the Swamp Palace is a pendant, and you don't want that to be open if you don't have to open it. But you also kind of want to see the mirror here just so that you can activate the flute when you're done with these done. But yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Meanwhile, Moth is down for Fatboy. They are getting their Canis Samaria, and again, they're probably just going to be following 1UP down to Thieves down here. Oh, lovely. Map and compass in the first 2 chests. That's exactly what you want to see, because that means that most of the items in Thieves Town are going to be in the back, and this is going to be a really tough call because you want to skip the back of Thieves Town if you can, but at the same time you don't want to isolate all the items back there. But again, if you like head back there now, like you're kind of committing to orphaning that big chest if it does happen to have an item, which it may not. It could just be the small key is locking itself. And yeah, oneup is opting to take the Death Warp out of here. Yeah, I don't blame him. You don't want... It's a risk either way. Yeah, and when I said that the runners were happy to see red mail, you're kind of not happy to see red mail after you have to Death Warp with red mail. It's pretty slow, but yeah, isolating another check is also slow in and of itself, so yeah. Oh, tempered. That's pretty nice. You really like to see tempered, especially with so many bosses yet to die. Yeah, tempered's a really solid find. Like, we still have to kill Trinex. We also have the silvers, so pretty much the game is just automatic or the boss fights are going to be automatic for oneup from here on out. Oh, good, the mirror. Alright, so the mirror doesn't open up a ton. It does open up Tower of Hera, which is probably going to be our next crystal dungeon, which is probably where oneup is going to go after Hive Cave. Obviously, it opens up Graveyard Ledge here, which is just 5 rupees. Yeah, if oneup really wanted to, they could go for the first test in Swamp Palace here, but I don't really expect them to do that with how much is available. Okay, quick refresh. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we are now in Kakariko Village, activating the flute, and yeah, I would expect the next play to be up to Tower. Alright, meanwhile, something significant that I missed. Fatboy did opt to go back, to go all the way through Thieves Town here, so yeah, I didn't quite see what they got from the attic chest, so what we find in this chest is going to be really interesting. Okay, so that's a small key. So there is an item in the big chest, and you kind of saw Fatboy realize that and just kind of like slash in frustration. So yeah, the hammer could be on blind, which would just be kind of a nightmare scenario for oneup here. Ooh, and just 10 arrows on blind. That's not quite what you want from Pendant Thieves Town, because it doesn't look like they got anything out of Thieves Town here, and Oh, hammer in Hera is pretty important, and now OneUp's going to be setting up a Hera pot just to save a little bit of time over going through the other rooms. But yeah, Fatboy full clearing Thieves down, getting nothing and isolating the big chest item is kind of the worst case scenario for him. So he's going to be sweating that, and we're just going to hope that it's nothing for him. Okay, and then we get single arrow out of the big chest, so that's both items in Hera, and no trip to the basement today, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so OneUp's going to be killing Moldorm here, and we'll see where they go. They do have Spike Cave available to them after this, and it would make a lot of sense to just check it here. Yeah, right now, there's not a lot in the world they have open to them. They have a couple of the checks in North Hyrule. They do have Pod open now, and Pod is fully clearable, so that would be a solid next play, perhaps. So, yeah. Alright, so just 50 rupees in Spike Cave, and yeah, OneUp saving quits and warps to Pyramid because he has a mirror, and that's just where you warp, and looks like he's gonna be going for those 2 North Shore checks. So yeah, Mitts could be, so the Titan's Mitts could be, or something locking Titan's Mitts could be in either of these 2 checks. Meanwhile, Fatboy is also going to be following OneUp's footsteps up to Tower of Hera, so he'll be getting his hammer in pretty short order. Oh, really nice spin speed setup for Fatboy's Hera pot, and yeah, he's going to be finishing up Hera pretty quickly here, and OneUp is now heading into Pod. Didn't look like he got much of really anything of value on the Northward checks, but again, those are just 2 loose end checks up there. He's probably just getting those cleared out for peace of mind. You know, you don't want those sticking around in your memory forever, but yeah, he's going to be getting the crystal, and yeah, we'll see what progression Kiki's housing, as Fatboy is going to go for the Moldorm kill now. Alright, so Pod doing what it always does, just giving you a bunch of keys in the front, though it did give oneup the big key in the front, so oneup opting to just take that big key and take it straight to Helmasaur. This makes a lot of sense. Helmasaur is a crystal, so you know that you're going to be killing him anyway, and you're going to be saving a few screen transitions if you just take that big key to Helmasaur now, so yeah, that's a pretty solid routing decision by oneup in this dungeon, and Fatboy opting to skip some of the overworld that oneup checked, so maybe he'll go back for some of that later, but for now, he's just going to be heading straight into Pod. So yeah, just a little bit behind Fatboy is, but you know, there's still plenty of race to happen, so. Alright, so Helma is down for oneup. Pretty easy fight with a Tempered Sword, and yeah, kind of automatic. Oh, Bug, that's an interesting find. Yeah, so that gives us access to Desert Palace, and it also looks like that's gonna, once we're done with Desert Palace, that's gonna open up the Pyramid Fairy for us, so yeah, really interesting find. Oh, of course, knowing the V31 logic, it probably gave you the book so you could just go all the way back up to Death Mountain again so you can pull something off of Ether Tablet, because, you know, why not? But yeah. Yeah, so oneup having gone straight to Helmasaur is now just going to be clearing out the back. Yeah, there's still 3 items left in Pod, so you really don't want to, like, isolate those for really any reason. And everyone just breathe a sigh of relief because we have found the Ice Rod. There's not going to be a prolonged, stupid Ice Rod hunt. We just have it. So yeah, that's really nice to have. And oneup. Okay, yeah. Yeah, oneup briefly thinking that this was just going to be a key for a key, then remembering, oh yeah, I killed Helmasaur. I have 2 keys because there's an item in there. So yeah, getting that blue rupee, you just would rather have that for peace of mind. Oh, and the Titan's Mitts. Okay, that just opened up a lot of the world. So we could potentially be in go mode at 52 minutes in here. It kind of depends on what the Meyer and Turtle Rock medallions are. We could be in for a medallion hunt. Yeah, best case scenario, both Meyer and Turtle Rock are Quake, so this is one moment of truth, and I did not catch what Meyer was. So, whoops. Oh, well, that just increased our chances of being in go mode there. Finding Ether, yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Okay, so Meyer was Ether, so yeah, there is a 66% we are currently in go mode. So thank you for leaving the keys under the door. Yeah, and Fatboy, ooh, it looked like he kind of thought about leaving, but then decided, yeah, he really don't want to leave 3 items in the back of pod, and he's going to be happy to find the Ice Rod, but he's going to be feeling a little bit worse about that Thieves Town play once he finds the Ice Rod in the midst back here. Okay, just 2 small keys in the first 2 chests of Meyer, so yeah, no opportunity to just like really go mode Meyer here. We're going to be having to hunt for the big key a little bit, and Fatboy heading to the back of pod now, going to be getting those mitts in just a few seconds here. All right, it looks like OneUp is just heading straight to the back after getting that big key from the tile room chest. Yeah, no real reason to be checking any of the other chests here, unless you're really anxious about that 1 in 3 chance that Turtle Rock is Bombos. But oh man, there's just so much open right now. They have, all of Dark Death Mountain, and if Misery Mire left the keys under the mat, obviously Turtle Rock's going to be doing the same thing. They can clear Desert after this. Yeah, I think OneUp's just trying to get through Mire as fast as he can here, even pulling out the spooky action to just get through here, 10 seconds faster. I really love that pause buffer that OneUp used there to kind of like sneak between the torch and that bottomless pit there. That was really nice. I like that. I like that OneUp. All right, and Vitreous had an item and it was just nothing. So yeah, the odds that OneUp would be going back in for the second item are pretty low, I would say. Then chat asking where Ether was. Ether was in the Meyer shed, so I think Fatboy may have gone into Desert without before checking Meyer shed. So hopefully that's something that he returns to after. Oh yeah, and OneUp is definitely treating this like Go mode if he's skipping the vanilla Big Key Chest in Desert Palace. Yeah, he's not looking for any other items right now. He's just really hoping that Turtle Rocket isn't Bombos. Alright, so both runners in land mode. Fatboy missing the one cycle. Ooh, and kind of not getting out of the way of those rocks there, but not giving up a ton of time because OneUp also missed the one cycle, but ooh, man. Yeah, Yeah, not the greatest of land mode fights, but still got him down, and OneUp, yeah, also kind of with the two cycle there with the silvers. So yeah, now the runner is probably going to be satisfied with that, but it's fine. Land mode cycles, they're just like, few seconds apiece, so yeah. Yeah, they're going to be shaking that off real quick here. Alright, so Fatboy entering the Mire Shed after clearing out Desert. Gonna be grabbing the Ether Medallion, and yeah, we'll see how they route through Mire. And then... Okay, so it's Ether for both, so OneUp is officially in Go mode, and yeah, this was a pretty fast seed after the Aghanim. Yeah, that was a Go mode of what, 52 minutes with like 3 duns remaining? Yeah, this is a really nice seed for the runners, and OneUp has a pretty solid advantage now. There's not a ton that Fatboy can really do to make up this gap, barring something catastrophic from OneUp. But, we still got some fun racing left to watch. Still got some gameplay. Alright, so while OneUp and Fatboy are making their way through their dungeons, just want to give a real quick shout out to our tracker this evening, Cool Papa Bell. Yeah, they did a really fantastic job of getting all the buttons lit up when we were doing the race still in progress, so yeah, really nice work tonight. Yeah, and hopefully there's still a few more buttons for you to click. And also, since we're in these like long linear dungeons where we're not going to be fighting much, go ahead and give the runners a follow. You can obviously... I was about to say obviously see their skills, but OneUp is having a time with this Mario block here. But no, they're obviously very skilled runners. They're going to be running in this league a lot for the next, 7 weeks. Yeah, definitely worth your follow, definitely worth your time. Just putting on a great show for us. Oh yeah, and as we just saw in the chat, exclamation point league for the Link to the Past Randomizer League information. There are going to be 7 weeks of regular season. We're midway through the first week now, and 4 weeks of playoffs, I think, with the 64 teams. 64 teams. That's just like an insane amount of teams that's happening. Yeah, so obviously there's going to be twists and turns of the season, this being week 1 and both of these teams' first matches. This does not mean that Will Pulpit for Food is out of the running by any stretch. Just kind of one of the nice things about League is that it's not like one and done. You just get 7 weeks to just kind of play out the season. So yeah, just keep your eyes tuned for some incredible content. Next week's going to be Ambrosia Week, and we'll explain what that is during Ambrosia Week. But there's also going to be Cross Keys Week, there's Mystery Week, there's Spoiler Pilot Co-op Week, which is also something that we're going to explain once we get there. Yeah, there's going to be so much fun games to play, but right now the fun game that we're playing is this open mode seed between oneup and fatboy, and yeah, oneup is just go moding Turtle Rock right now. And fatboy is just going to be assuming that he can go mode Meyer, having 2 of the medallions in his inventory, and he's going to be rewarded for that. Oh, so oneup. I can't tell if that was NMG muscle memory or if he just really wanted to get rid of the hard hat beetle, but gets his small key out of the first chest that he checks in Laser Bridge. So yeah, we'll take those. And meanwhile, fatboy probably going to be heading up to Death Mountain here to just scope out the Turtle Rock medallion and just really hope he's in go mode. All right, really nice fight for oneup, and we are going to be starting the big key guessing game in just a second here. Okay, so get your big key guesses in. Yeah, there's 22 checks in Ganon's Tower that can have the big key. Whoever guesses the correct number first wins points on a leaderboard. It's a game that we play at the end of the race just because, we like to guess. We never stop guessing here. All right, so we'll close guesses when oneup gets to the tower. Meanwhile, fatboy, finds out that he's in go mode. No pedestal pull for fatboy today. No food. I sincerely hope that Will Pulpit for Food has something in storage to avoid starving, but yeah, best of luck to them. Oh hey, Bombos, there's our friend. And also a small key, so we're going to see oneup probably just go to the right side. Yeah, this is kind of the meta play. This is what a lot of people do, is just check these 2 chests and they get a key, just do the compass room, just get out of the way. Yeah, so no big key on the right side, so oneup is just going to be clearing out the left side now. Yeah, not a ton of interest that we can really find in Ganon's Tower after that Bombos. I mean, I guess, oh hey, big key on Torch! Okay, so shout out to FF11 Ancient for nailing that big key guess, getting 10 points on the leaderboard, so yeah, well played. And yeah, oneup might be feeling like a little bad, because some runners will just check that chest first, but yeah, probably not going to be feeling too bad about that, I would imagine. And yeah, we're just going to be seeing oneup go up the gauntlet. We're going to be seeing Fatboy going through the back of Turtle Rock. Just a lot of execution for the next few minutes here. All right, fairly solid gauntlet from oneup. You can definitely tell that he has played the video game a time or two in his life. And yeah, also something I noticed just looking at oneup's menu. This is the exceedingly rare boomerangless seed. I can't remember the last time I've seen a runner finish that boomerang, so that's not really that interesting, but it is a thing that we can talk about. Yeah, oneup nailing the whiz rope strats. Alright, so Ganon's Tower is almost complete for oneup. He's just going to be poking across this chest, probably skipping it, and yeah, just needs to kill an evil wizard and an evil pig, and Fatboy on his side of the screen killing Trinex. Alright, so the second Ognum fight is complete for oneup, a fair bit more interesting than the first Ognum fight, if only because like you actually get to do things. You get to play the video game when you do this, but Yeah, and now he's going to be on to Ganon, which we're expecting to be pretty straightforward. Down to 3 hearts, but with the silver arrows and tempered sword and 1-up skill level, like he should be able to get through this without getting hecked up too much by Mr. Dorf. Oh yeah, and 1-up even has cape, and you kind of notice that he was swinging his sword, or maybe you didn't see it, but you may have heard him swinging his sword while he was with the cape. Spamming your sword keeps your magic bar from draining, so yeah, that was kind of a strat that 1-up employed to conserve some magic in case phase 4 of Ganon goes awry, because he's not going to be going for Torch Glitch, he's just going to be going for as many silver arrow hits as he can, as fast as he can. But yeah, just like using those torch lights to set himself up for a double here. And yeah, really nice fight. And 1-up has defeated the pig, just needs to listen to some fanfare. And yeah, he's going to be out of here with a 115 on his timer, which is just a really solid time for any randomizer seed. So get your GGs in chat from 1-up. Really incredible effort. And yeah, really well played race. And they have won the first 3 points for Team Kappa in Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 2. Yeah, GG's, dude. Ooh, and Fatboy. Yeah, this is definitely a play that you make when you know you're behind. Like, Fatboy is going full right in GT as opposed to just like mirroring out and going to the left side. Yeah, I understand why he's making this play. It's just a little unfortunate, but all right, so 1UP40 has finished with an official SRL time of 1 minute or 1 hour, 15 minutes, 45 seconds, and we'll see if they want to come in for the interview. Yeah, meanwhile, Fatboy going through the Ice Armos fight. Yeah. All right, we are joined now by 1UP40. GG's, dude. That was a really solid.
Sorry about that. I still had my Discord tab muted. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't catch quite what you said.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, just complimenting you on the time. That was a really good win, really good time. Yeah, a really good run for you.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't run into too many problems. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy when Swamp and Ice are both pendants with absolutely no chance of even thinking about going in them. So I feel like that probably helped quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Seed seemed just pretty straightforward. Like, it seemed like, yeah, unfortunately, like the restream didn't catch a lot of the feed up until Aghanim, but from what I was able to catch on the multi watching before the restream started, like it seemed like the Seed was just pretty friendly with the item placements aside from the Aghanim fight.
Yeah, it was kinda slow, opening, like, CAC was almost dry except for, like, the glove, I think, that was about the only thing I can remember there, and, like I mean, thankfully, even though it was aggro required, like, it wasn't one of those seeds that just keeps on giving you a little bit of light world progression and keeps dragging you all over before you can go fight Aga. So, like, even though it was aggro required, it was still pretty straightforward in the beginning. And then, yeah, like, it slowed down again after Aga, like, trying to find more progression, but then, yeah, like, I feel like there wasn't too much more to find, pretty much found the hammer and Hera, and then everything else ended up being in the back of Pod, so, yeah, that worked out pretty nicely, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and even in the like slow goings for Augie, you still found the Cadence of Mario on Moth, and yeah, it just kind of seemed like everywhere he went, the seed was just dropping progression.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is the first win for Team Kappa. So I yeah, so obviously you two haven't played your second match yet. So how did you kind of feel going into this match? Like yeah, I know that you played in League last year. So how do you think apps? I thought I had a question, but I just kind of like lost the thread there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I know that you were in League last year. So how did you feel like seeing the league kind of expand to the 64 team behemoth that it is now?
Yeah, there's definitely been, yeah, quite a lot of teams added, and, yeah, a lot of, good runners added too, like, I know, when they were going through the, rosters or whatever, I remember thinking, "Hey, I don't remember seeing him in season 1, I don't remember seeing him, I don't remember seeing them," and yeah, just, all kinds of new runners, and I think it's gonna be exciting, especially with all the expanded divisions and everything, so I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I remember like looking through like the website after the reveal and just like there's like at least like 5 runners that I've just straight up never seen in a race before. So yeah, it's really interesting how many people have just been attracted to the league.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so I know that you still have one more that your team still Team Kappa obviously has one more race this week. So I didn't quite don't think I have the schedule up right now. Do you know who they're going to be who's going to be playing in that match?
It's gonna be Gamachu for us playing against, Hacksaw. I'm not sure the exact time, I wanna say it's tomorrow evening, I guess I need to double check the time. Um, oh, maybe it's Saturday night, actually. Yeah, it's Saturday night at 9. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that race, gonna be rooting for Gamma, hopefully, he'll be able to bring us another win, but I know, Hacksaw's a really good runner, so, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, I know you're in a division with like a lot of like really solid looking teams. Like I know I saw Willard team in the Lost Woods division.
Yeah,
Know that
we're gonna be,
yeah,
I was just gonna say, we're gonna be playing them next week, so we'll see how that goes too.
yeah, those definitely going to be some good matches. Looking forward to like how this all plays out. Like who's all going to make the playoffs and all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, nice menu time by the way.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah, I guess not having to do Swamp and Ice, brought it down a little bit, I guess. Especially not having to do like a menu Argus or something that always adds a couple of minutes.
All right, so we're just going to be watching a Fat Boy finish out the run now. Looks like he is just getting to Ganon here. Yeah, and he still has the fairy. I did see the fairy revival error in the escape for you, so that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a little painful, especially since I had what, like I think blue mail at the time.
Yeah, I know. I remember you found red mail in Skull Woods, and I said that like you're kind of happy to see that just because like it's a nice thing to have. And then you were in Thieves Town and you were death orbing it. And I'm like, oh wait, no, red mail's bad. You don't want that.
Yeah, that was unfortunate too. Like the whole time going, like leading up to Thieves Town, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to death warp with red mail. This is not going to be a quick process. What can I do to like make it faster? Like I literally couldn't think of anything other than like going up to the Spark since they should be taking like a whole heart versus the Zazax, which I think do half a heart with red mail.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about
Um
right. Or unless like you get like good quote unquote RNG and you get like the fire bar down in Thieves Town to go your way in that screen.
yeah, and then like I kind of found out, oh, this Spark is kind of hard to chase around and hit a bunch of times in a row. So I really don't think I saved any time with that, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Yeah, just one of those like weird on the fly things that you kind of have to like calculate in your head, and like of course you're never going to do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So meanwhile, Fatboy has finished out the run. They are going to be placing in second in this Link to the Past Randomizer League 20 or Season 2 race with a time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, 33 seconds. So yeah, get your GGs in for Fatboy. That was a really solid time. Just yeah, a couple unfortunate round divergences. The Thieves Down full clear didn't really help, but yeah, still really good run. Yeah, really nice to watch.
Yeah, it was a fun seat. I had fun.
All right, and we are joined now in the room by fatboy300. GG Fatboy.
GG.
GG, man.
That was a decent jet seed that I decided to go dive a pendant for whatever reason.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Yeah, I was just wondering like what your thoughts were when you went to the back of Thieves Town, because like yeah, I know that a lot of runners will kind of like be a little bit hesitant to dive Thieves Town, especially getting the map and the compass out of the first two.
It was taking a gamble, knowing who I was going up against. So I knew chances of there being an item in big chest there were high, and not having the hammer meant I was going to orphan that behind. But I felt like I needed to take a gamble at that point, and was the wrong choice.
Yeah, that's fair. And I know that like whenever you get that like hook shot and glove or dear God flippers access to Thieves Town, it's really hard to make that call and like when you want to dive the back of Thieves Town, because like at the same time you risk like orphaning that big chest, but you also don't want to orphan the 3 items in case one of those happens to be like a glove upgrade or a hammer.
And I was afraid that the progression was going to be in there. So if I finished off the like the South Dark World loop and then didn't find anything, that I'd have to go back to the pyramid and run that route back up through North Dark World again to get back over to Thieves Town. So I figured it was like, let's just check it while we're here. I know I'm probably going to be orphaning something, but I felt like the progression would be there, and gamble did not pay off.
Yeah, yeah, I can kind of feel that. Yeah, someone who kind of over gambles pendant sometimes. But yeah, you know, it was a really solid first run. Really enjoyed watching you run. So yeah, how do you feel about the rest of the league? I know that I think you're one of the. Don't think you were in the league last year, right?
No, I was not.
Okay, yeah. So what kind of like drew you into the league? Just wondering.
Well, I mean, I watched most. I don't want to say most. I watched a good chunk of the races from the league last year, and um, I considered myself a competitive person. I'm like, oh, this seems like really fun, and I'm a bowler. I bowl in a bunch of leagues myself, so I know like the how a league can kind of it can bring fresh life to something I love doing, anyways.
Yeah, definitely. I know that One Up and I were kind of just talking about that, like how I've seen like a lot of newer players, and also I've seen like a lot of like players that are like
Yeah.
quasi retired kind of come back for the league.
Well, and the fact that it's 3-man teams means you get to pair up with 2 other people and get to know more people within the community between not only your own team but the other teams within your division that you're going to be racing against throughout the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's a really fun thing that Fear Agent, who I've been seeing in chat rooting on his boy One Up, he's created a really fun thing. So yeah, all credit to him for this great idea and the mod team for putting it on. Yeah, so how do you kind of feel about the rest of the season going forward here?
Well, looking at the division, I not to discredit any of the other teams, but I knew this first week was our hardest week with the team we're going up against here. Not to say, I mean, all the rest of the teams are gonna be hard matches, but this was one when I saw the schedule. I'm like, we're gonna get off to a rough start. I felt like, and it did not play out for us like I hoped.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough division. But yeah, you know, as long as you get the tough stuff out of the way, hopefully the next few weeks can kind of be, you know, hopefully you get some like good experience in the next few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I am competitive, so I definitely do want to win, but I also realize, hey, this game we're all having fun playing, so there's no reason to get upset over losing either way. It's just a great experience, win or lose, in my book.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good attitude to have, and I wish you luck for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you.
All right, so yeah, that is a good spot to wrap things up for Speed Gaming 3 for the evening. There's still a couple races going on the schedule that I have pulled up. Yeah, so, or look like there might just be the one race going on. So over at the the ALTTPR League 2, we've got Lumaga and Vervance running right now. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty interesting watch perhaps. Yeah, there's going to be a special league channels. Like obviously there's going to be 64 races a week. Speed Gaming only has finite space, so be sure to just keep on the lookout for the ALTTPR League channels coming up. But yeah, and obviously there's going to be more races. Like we've got a full slate tomorrow. I think there's like 10, 12 races all day. Or no, for Friday. Sorry, that was bad information. Yeah, there's going to be a few races tomorrow, Friday night. So yeah, looking forward to all of those. Looking forward to the next 6 to 7 weeks of Link to the Past Randomizer League action. So yeah, make sure you're following Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. And also the ALTTPR League channels. Make sure that if you're a foreign language participant, make sure that you're following the channels like Espanol, Francais, Portuguese. Yeah, and make sure you're giving the runners a follow. Exclamation point are in the chat. They're obviously both talented people and really good at the game. They're going to be running this game a lot for the next few weeks. And yeah, I think that also shout out once again to the tracker, Cool Papa Bell, for keeping those buttons clicked. It has been a really fun race. I hope to see you all again in future races. Have great nights.
Thank you, GG. One up.
Yeah, GG's to you, and big thanks to Artie Walsh for calming as well.